Looks like I missed my chance to ride today. It's coming down pretty good. Well, since I can't ride, I'm going to tell you the story about my little green dirt bike. Alright, I'm going to try and keep this quick and simple to explain to you what I built, why, and the choices I made. And tell you what, this thing makes a whole lot of power. This thing is a lot of fun to ride. If you haven't seen this little bike in action, I just uploaded a pretty sweet race video, racing in a class with CRF 150r's and other little two-strokes. And all adult riders, all big guys on these tiny little bikes. And man, this thing is a lot of fun to race in that class. If you're a intermediate, well-skilled rider, these little small bikes are a ton of fun to race. Highly recommend it. So yeah, okay. This is my 98 KX80. And this thing, due to some unfortunate circumstances of me being a kid and not knowing what to do, this thing blew up and I tore it apart and I didn't know how to put it back together, and it sat outdoors for about 10 years with no top end, and all manner of nature got into the bottom end and ruined the bottom end of the motor. Luckily, the seals held up, and the transmission side was still full of oil, and the transmission is in great shape. Bearings are in great shape. Yeah, so this bike is a 100cc, so it uses mostly factory kicks 100 parts. The trick, though, is for a 98 is they don't make parts for those little bikes anymore, and you can't find them, not even used parts, anywhere. So I did a whole lot of Googling and searching, and I figured out that these motors are basically the same all throughout the years. So like even the brand new 2022 KX112 has like the same bearings and the same, like when you look at the outside, it looks like the exact same thing because it basically is. So I was able to find piston. Obviously you can still get pistons. I found a cylinder, a brand new one from, I believe it fits year ranges 06 to 13 or so. I'll throw up a little parts diagram here or something, or a parts list of what I used, and it all fits. It all bolts together. So 100cc, that was an awesome upgrade. The class rules that I built this thing for last year, the two-stroke limit was 100cc, but this year it's 112. In hindsight, it's better that I didn't do 112 on that bike, because when you bore it out that big and stroke it that large, the cylinder wall gets so thin, you got reliability problems. So yeah, that's the main power adder is 100cc. Second one to throw on there, get the PWK28 carb off the newer ones. Check the little parts diagram thing there. Yeah, that helps a lot. The other major upgrade, that's an FMF SST pipe. I don't think they make those anymore. Well, I don't think they make any little pipes anymore. At least they're not in stock. You can't find a new pipe for these bikes anywhere. So that's off an 85cc FMF SST pipe. I think all models work on all years. It's just whether or not it's actually matched to the power band and port timing and all that, all that crazy math. So that's off an 85, but it also fits a 100. Should also fit an 80. That thing is an awesome top end screamer. Love that pipe. Bolts straight up to the exhaust port. Use the same exact mount. Just had to adjust it a little bit on the adjuster. Slipped right onto the old FMF silencer that I've got on there. Yeah, easy stuff. The next upgrades, I've got the springs for the front and rear. I need to throw them in and have the shocks revalve too for my weight. Right now this thing is on max compression, but it's original, so it's kind of scary. You don't want to do like big motocross jumps, but you can do like a little vet track, or like I do this with this bike, is just trophy truck track and trail riding. Yeah, this thing rips. If you want a fun little project, and you want to get into some fun racing, find a local adult super mini class. Man, it's a ton of fun. I have more fun on the track on this little bike than I do on the CRF 250R. I actually race this bike in the modern large bike class. You could race whatever you want in it. You could race an old bike, but It's kind of an open class on that trophy truck track. But yeah, this thing rips, and I won the race against the modern bikes on the little bike. So that was a lot of fun. Highly recommend it. It's a lot of fun. The other really important thing, if you're going to do something like this, if you're going to add a lot of power to the old bike, you need to upgrade your sprockets and chainring and chain to the 428 size. They make a conversion kit. Just throw them on there. You won't regret it. So yeah, I think that's it's got a V-Force 3 reed cage on it. That doesn't really add power. It's like a throttle response thing. The other important thing, you've got ignition adjuster ranges on the stator plate. Play with it. Play with it between the ranges. Try it. It made such a difference in power. Just do it. Especially on the old bikes. Everyone on the web says the old bikes have a crappy CDI that just doesn't have enough ignition advance for the top end. Especially when you bore out to the 100cc, you got a whole different flame front profile. It takes longer for the flame to get out, so you need to start that ignition sooner. I think that's about it for the power adder stuff. How this bike is actually able to compete in that adult super mini class. I mean, this thing was... I lined this up next side by side with my dad's CRF 150R, and we did a bunch of back and forth drag races. These two bikes are like neck and neck in terms of straight line power output. The really cool thing about this, though, this thing weighs 143 pounds, whereas the 150R weighs like, I think about 187, 190, something like that. So automatically you've got a huge weight savings right there. And you can't make that up on the 150R. You can't take that weight away. So power to weight ratio is ridiculous for this little bike. So let's talk about the elephant in the room. Why is the bike ugly? So my dad got the 150R, and he was going to race in that adult super mini class, and I was like, what the heck, I want to race, Dad. And so this bike had been sitting out in the open for 10 something years, and Dad got the bike, and it's like, and I got to ride that thing. I was like, man, this thing is a ton of fun. I really want to compete in that class. And so I was like, you know what? I don't have the money to spend on a new or, a gently used 150R, if there is such a thing as a gently used 150R. I know the kind of kids that ride these things. And it's like, you know what? I bet you I could rebuild the KX and be competitive. And so I did. And I started in like late December. Race was in late February. And I was dumping all kinds of money into getting parts and expediting shipping and all that to get it here and get it riding and get some seat time on it before I had to race. And I don't need to invest money on making it look pretty. In fact, I think it's kind of funny leaving it ugly and winning races against bikes that, are almost showroom quality. There's some really nice bikes out there. So it's ugly for now. Oh, the other question, why did I kill a tire? That tire was already dead. I put 3 rides on it, and I'll throw up a picture here. 3 rides. One was on a groomed track. The other 2 were on fire road and hill climbing stuff, and not aggressive pavement. But so that tire was a Kenda Ibex, super soft tire. And man, if I was like a 10-year-old on a groomed, wet motocross track, that tire would be amazing. That thing had so much grip. But man, when you get on a high speed on a hard pack, either dirt or asphalt, if you like shimmied your weight on the seat, you would feel the knobs like do that. It felt like a flat tire. It was legit scary at high speed. It was terrifying. So the tire roasted itself after like 3 rides. The knobs were just gone. So I was like, that's not going to fly. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to roast that tire off. So I did. I was doing 6 gear burnouts on this thing, which is, 50, 60 mile an hour. So, roasting that tire away. So that was a lot of fun. I've always wanted to do that, and I finally had an excuse to do it. So yeah, that's an intermediate terrain Maxxis tire, and so far it's done really great. Yeah, I highly recommend it. That's a great tire for that kind of racing on the hard pack surface. It's got a lot of knobby contact. Tons of traction. In fact, I raced this back to back on that same track on practice with the 250R, and I had so much more fun on this. I was not every corner on that 250R was battling for traction. I'm sure I could have been faster, especially with that track that has a lot of straights. I would have been for sure faster on that bike, but it's just more fun. And I'm racing to have fun. I'm not like racing to win, I guess. I just want to go out and have fun. And you know, the power level this thing's at, if you go watch that my little race video, the comeback video, this thing is so closely matched, even with the well-built 150Rs, the ones that have a lot of mods on them. Sure, they make a little bit more power in the straight line, but it's fun. It's fun to have that competitive power level. You know, you have to work at it, and you have to actually be good in the making your passes and getting your corners, speeds lined up in and out, and getting on the brakes just right. It's a lot of fun. So, yeah, for now, it's going to be ugly. I'm probably going to put a set of taller bars on it. And I'm probably going to get a longer clutch lever, especially because of that. I hate that, but mostly it's just this thing is so close to the bars. You know, I'm used to the full size. So get a new set of levers, bars, and suspension. I do have a couple other kind of secret projects for adding some more power to this thing. And parts are should be shipping from Czechoslovakia, and I just haven't gotten a shipping confirmation, so I'm not going to get into that yet. But we're gonna do some experimenting and testing and power adding stuff, and it'll be, if it all works out right, it'll be pretty sweet. So we'll get into that later. For now, enjoy the ugly bike. All right, that's gonna be it. Oh yeah, one other thing for my Volkswagen content, guys. For my conversion projects, I'm sorry that I've let the project lag. Life got crazy around Thanksgiving. I had some family issues, and all my vehicles started having problems. I had to dedicate lots of time and work on the vehicles to keep them running. Had a lot of big storms and a lot of snow plowing jobs, and then December rolled through, and you know, I was like, shoot, I got a race, and so I started full time on this project. So that's where we ended up. So I'm gonna get back to that Volkswagen project soon. I really want the Volkswagen running, but you know, racing with my dad is a lot of fun too. So I'm gonna keep doing that. But I'll get to the Volkswagen stuff when I can. Alright guys. Sorry for the long video. I hope you enjoy this kind of content. Alright. See you, bye.